Okay, hello, this is SMA Watts, and I am in round 4 of that Return to Ravnica block daily I've been doing with this, green white deck, playing against Kool-Aid G. And he won the toss, kept his initial 7, and I am looking at this hand of 7 cards. It's a 4-lander, not happy about that. Doesn't have any action until turn 2, get Guild Mage, turn 3, Centaur Healer. That's not terrible against like mono red. Against control, it leaves us with the ability to maybe, if we can get something to populate, start churning out guys. We are on the draw. We might pull a 1-drop. I think on the draw I keep this, though I'm going to regret it, I'm sure, because every time I've kept a... I think this deck has 22 might be too many lands for this deck. Because every time I've kept a slightly mana-heavy draw, like, I've immediately followed it up with another land. But... And I really should be mulliganing more aggressively, though I'm against a control deck. That's... I mean... Vitu-Ghazi Guildmage is really good against control decks. We're going up against Esper control. And we'll go ahead and put out the Vitu-Ghazi Guildmage. I think I might just start beating down for 4 next turn with Civic Saber. Well, it depends on what he does. Sin Collector. Instant or sorcery. Yeah, he's going to get my Rootborn defenses, which is annoying. I mean... I guess I have to actually just attack into the Sin Collector. Let him get his 2 for 1. I mean, I guess I could have just kept the Guild Mage back, but... What's he got? It's Tension Sphere. Yeah, it's amazing how 2 cards managed to tear my hand apart.
You were right.
Ah! Alright, sorry about that. I guess I play out my Civic Saber. Yeah, I don't know how I win this game. I mean, I suppose I could get lucky, pull an Armada Worm, and... Not an Armada Worm, an Advent of the Worm, into his turn, play it, and start bashing, but... Like, that's 7. That's a 3-turn clock, but... I do not have a lot of ways to win this game. I just drew too many... Like, I kept these lands... And drawing 3 more over 4 turns was kind of a nail in the coffin. Blood Baron already? Okay, well. At least this will be short. No, I actually do need a white mana to cast him. I mean, I can't race him. Yeah, because I'm only doing net 1. Like, I'll hit for 5 and then... Hitting for 5 and then taking 4. And, you know, so it's really hitting for 1 and he takes... And then he deals 4. It's not... I can't win that race. I should not have traded him for him. That was a mistake. That was a really dumb mistake, in fact, actually. Like, I don't even... What was I thinking? I think I was... it must have been tilt. Yeah, you attack. I have no reactions for the rest of your turn. Just... Yeah, I can't block. It's double Blood Baron, huh? Yeah, I'm just gonna scoop this one up since that was yet another land. Alright, well at least I get to go first. We bring in a Gideon. And the two Gazis, because they actually give us a long-term plan. One of our Civic Savers comes out. Actually, our Centaur Healers come out. That's what's... They are the not particularly amazing cards. And we bring in an extra Rootborn Defenses to take out a Civic Saber. Yeah, that's what we do against them. Because they're probably playing Supreme Verdict. Yes, I'd like to play first. This is actually a fairly good hand. It's better if I was to draw a Plains turn 2, but this is an acceptable hand. It actually provides a reasonable amount of threat. I'm going to go turn 1, Experiment 1. Turn 2, Dryad. Hopefully draw Plains as my second turn draw, so that I can play the Judge. Who's actually not amazing against him. But yeah, drawing like Plains and then like another Smite would be cool. Actually, Plains and then a Rootborn Defense would be awesome. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything else during my turn or his turn. Alright, we're looking good. Kind of wondering what my opponent's considering, since he has a tapped land. Doesn't have a lot of options. I mean, he could... No, there's really no reactions he's allowed to make. I'm going to always yield to that. Beat in for 2. Then we'll go ahead and follow it up with the Judge. Here comes the Judge. Doesn't remove quite as much as I would like him to remove, but we threaten for... We'll be hitting for 6 next turn. Yeah, just play out my Smiter. And we're going to go ahead and bring him down to 11. I mean, I suppose if he has a... if he has Sin Collector into Supreme Verdict, I'm in trouble. Like, I'm definitely in trouble Sin Collector, Supreme Verdict. Because I am heavily committed to the board. With nothing that stops the verdict. But he'll be at 11. And assuming if he does have Sin Collector next turn, it'll be 11, and then he'll block him. take another 6. I'll be at 5. So theoretically, I still have the out of drawing Selesnya Charm against him if he has... Woodlock Crawler. Yeah, you got a Woodlock Crawler. I suppose I attack with everyone. I mean, he can decide to eat the Militant, but... I mean, his best case scenario, he takes... Is that 12? Yeah, he's just going to take the 6. Supreme Verdict? Jace, the Architect of Thought. I have a big worm. His name is Fred. Really is. A lot of people don't know that. The advent of the worm and Armada worm, named Fred. This is keepable. Actually, it's fairly good against him. I do find his prolonged pauses at my turn 1 plays to be somewhere between funny and annoying. Alright, now the question is... Yeah, I think I just play out the Tugazi turn 2. I mean, his best turn 2 drop is if he plays out the Woodlock Crawler, that does gum up my entire offense. Like, I don't know if I don't quite scoop to it, but I'm very unhappy if that's a Woodlock Crawler. And that's a Woodlock Crawler. Well, yeah, I guess I have to play out the Tugazi. Could use a land. Alright, I got a land. Alright. So... Jace, the Architect of Thought. Is going to go ahead and do that. That's actually very frustrating. Alright, how do I pull this back? Like, obviously my best plan is if I draw a land to end of his turn, Advent of the Worm, protect it with Rootborn defenses. Okay, I think I have to make the knight. Because he can't just stop it. And if I pull a land, I can also start populating knights. And I guess I attack Jace with the knight on the off chance he tries to trade with it. Because I've got to keep his Jace from going ultimate, and I'd like to keep him from drawing cards with it as much as possible. Also, I'm able to kill it next turn that way. Though I suppose my opponent would have to actually, you know, let me attack. He could just sit there. So if my opponent does nothing, I just populate. I think. Do I play around counter magic? Alright, well Jace is at 4. He activates the Jace. Alright, I got two options here. I can populate the Knight token with very little risk. Do I think he has Syncopate or possibly a Cancel or a Psychic Strike? I mean, I don't want to run the worm out into counter magic. So I have to look at my options. What is more likely to win me the game in the long run? Now, if he has Far and Away... Do I suppose... Yeah, I do populate this turn. Am I about to get Far and Away? Alright, so bouncing the knight, and I sacrifice the dryad, and I am sad. But not as sad as I would have been if I'd played out the worm into a far and away. And he goes for cards. You can have the Woodlock Crawler or your lands. Chose the Woodlock Crawler. Alright, well, now I need to hope he just doesn't have another answer. Tension Sphere is the only thing I really can't just counterfeit. Making another one doesn't help. I really needed another land. Okay, well. I need to start pounding out centaurs. I need to start the Centaur Armageddon. Sphinxes for 4 is a powerful effect. I'm on a very short clock. And I need to start forcing damage through. Well, my only real response is to Rootborn again. Because he's just going to take the Rootborn defense. If he has another Detention Sphere, he's got the Blood Baron. Supreme Verdict. Yeah, I got no answer for Supreme Verdict. I suppose I should... Yeah, I might as well... No. Let's try and just ride out the Smiter. make a centaur, and we block with the centaur. And hopefully we get the Blood Baron off the battlefield. He unfortunately has Devour Flesh, which actually blanks the Baron's attack step. I really hope he blanked, because populate. Populate. Double block. I'm already Supreme Verdict. It's a very grindy game. Choose a draw card. How many verdicts? I wonder how many verdicts he plays. He's got to play like 4. But hey, at least now my experiment 1 is capable of surviving a Supreme Verdict. Okay, Detention Sphere. He's got to sphere away the Loxodon Smiter. Alright. Sphinxes. Detention Sphere. 4. Yep. Alright, he's down to nothing. I gotta press him as much as I can and hope he just blanks for like 3 turns. That's not blanking. You can either have... Yeah, either one of those wins him the game, but that's a pretty good selection. Well, that was a really tense game. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to... Yeah, I'm done. He just attacks with Aetherling. There's nothing I can do. Oh well. Once again, 2 and 2. Happens way too often, dailies. Well, thank you for watching.